In a Fox 23 exclusive, we're getting a look at a group of people who police say assaulted a McDonald's employee who was a minor. 4 people were arrested, 2 adults and some teenagers, after police say someone threw a drink through a drive-through window at an employee at the McDonald's at 51st Memorial last Friday. According to the arrest report, Jalen Barnes and some other people she came into the restaurant and began hitting an employee and then took her to the ground.
They decided to come inside the store and have a confrontation with a bunch of employees, assaulting multiple employees, pulling hair, punching, kicking, scratching, and eventually when police got there, they were able to get all the parties involved in the custody.
Barnes was arrested for assault on a minor and has since bonded out of the Tulsa County Jail.
When you hear a crime of passion, probably what comes to mind is someone killing another person over another man or woman. But how common is this? A Tulsa man was charged last week with manslaughter in the heat of passion after a shooting that left another man dead earlier this month. We brought you that scene as breaking news when it happened. Fox 23's John Acebus joins us live after talking with the district attorney. John, the DA says this is a rare charge.
He says it's very rare, but here you have it. Jaquan Stites court records. The first thing you see on there is manslaughter, first-degree heat of passion. The DA also says this is subject to change, but he says more importantly, people shouldn't be so focused on the name of the charge, but rather the sentence if they're convicted. A shooting on December 8th near 61st and Peoria left a car riddled with bullets and Kareem King dead.
There's going to be some clear-cut cases where it's manslaughter. And there's going to be some clear-cut cases where it's murder.
Jaquan Stites was arrested afterwards for the killing.
Oftentimes we have cases where there's a lot of emotion going.
Stites ended up being charged with manslaughter, heat of passion. Court records say he also has alternate charges of second-degree murder and assault with a deadly weapon. On Facebook, someone shared the Tulsa Police Facebook post about what happened, saying in short, "This is murder," pleading her case that King was murdered intentionally. District Attorney Steve Kunzweiler says he can't comment on this case in particular, but says the alternate charges are really for the jury to have some context and a choice.
We give them an alternative count for the jury to also consider, and that might be manslaughter, heat of passion, where you take into account what the facts and circumstances.
Kunzweiler says heat of passion charges are rare. He pulled up some stats and says in the last 5 years, there have been roughly 5 cases of heat of passion in Tulsa County. But he tells me that people shouldn't get caught up in the name of the charge, but the time that will be served.
If somebody gets a life for manslaughter, that's going to be the same amount of time as a life on a murder or a life on a murder second degree.
The only thing that Kunzweiler could really comment specifically on this case was that they may reverse the charges. He actually says traditionally the heat of passion manslaughter will be on the opposite end of that and or alternative case. So normally he says they'll get the murder charge and then alternatively it will be manslaughter. So he says this case right here he is examining and is subject to change. As for Jaquan Stites, he has a preliminary hearing court date late in January. Covering news that matters. John Acebus, Fox 23 News.